You know what I really like about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? Its power sets are 100% Doyleist. You could check out my other videos on Doylism if you want to know what that means, but in general it means that all the powers are entirely guided by narrative. There is no attempt to explain how they work. There are no limits. There's no attempt to ground them in reality. If you can explain how a JoJo's power does something, it does it. And what I like about that is that that means that JoJo's battles are not governed by power limits, they're governed by creativity. Like, we joke around and call it JoJo logic, but really it's kind of like a mental exercise in stretching narrative. Why does Killer Queen Bites the Dust allow you to go back in time when its other abilities are all bomb-focused? Because you blow up a portion of time. Why does Soft and Wet, a stand whose primary power is the ability to steal things using bubbles, allow you to make someone totally frictionless? Well, you steal the concept of friction from them. Why does... wait, hold on, spoilers for part 6. Why does Weather Report have an ability called Heavy Weather that makes people turn into snails? Well, it's because he alters the weather to make a certain rainbow that vibrates at a certain wavelength of light that sends subliminal messages into your brain that makes you think that you are turning into a snail so hard that your body actually secretes mucus like a snail, allowing you to mimic what a snail does. Araki explained transforming you into snails with weather control powers. This is why I find JoJo so fascinating, because Araki takes stands that have very specific powers and breaks their limits completely, and basically says if you can explain it, it can happen. One of my favorite bullshitty activities that I do with my friends is see who can take the weakest stand and make it the most powerful stand. Like, why does a stand that makes you stub your toe at 3:30 every Wednesday end up basically allowing you to defeat anyone? Start thinking with JoJo logic. Lock someone in a perfectly round room where there's nothing to stub their toe on. Therefore, when it turns 3:30 on a Wednesday, they will infinitely be attempting to stub their toe, but be unable to do so. Any stand in the JoJo's universe, no matter how stupid, can be the most powerful thing if you could figure out a way to bullshit it. And there's something really freeing and enjoyable and bizarre about that. Like, Araki knows what he's doing. He knows that he's basically bullshitting on paper. But that's the allure of JoJo's, because while other shonen series were so interested in explaining, how powerful people are, JoJo's was more interested in explaining the many different creative ways you can use powers. JoJo's has never been about who is more powerful. It is about the weird ways you can do stuff, the weird ways you can write a story. Araki is in love with the weird, and his fan base is just as in love with it.